The sensible sociopath. Sometimes they say f*** and shit and cum dumpster and
Good stuff. Okay.
This show is not for you.
Smart and creepy.
It's not offensive. It's not standoffish. None of that.
Counterculture, baby.
Oh, lady inclusion.
At what point do you stop considering it a clitoris?
Farts in a barn.
This show's gonna be great.
You all think I have cancer?
Beehive enthusiast community.
If her penis is same size as yours,
Non-willing sperm donor.
Why would you say that, Joe? You asshole. You're such an asshole. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Steve. This is the Sensible Sociopath.
I'll be Anthony today.
I'm Brian.
Brian, Anthony, how are you guys?
Super. How
Doing
are you,
all
sir?
right.
Oh, hello to our live viewers.
Hello, live viewers.
Yes. So today, we are Friday Night Live. This is a live program. You can instant message us. You can text us. You can call us.
Send us a letter.
Yep. Voicemail, snail mail.
Yep.
Smoke signal.
Yes, if you're traveling in time, you could etch something.
In stone.
Yes.
I like it.
Trying to figure out where that audio is coming from.
I think it's...
Anybody?
Yeah, it's coming from my headphones. Or I can hear it in my headphones.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, sorry, we were doing a little bit of troubleshooting.
If I had a keyboard, I'd be able to help you.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's your phone, Brian, you butthole.
Sorry.
YouTube for beginners, kids.
Do I get my keyboard now?
Well, at least we did a little sound check. How does it sound out there, everybody?
That sounds good, Steve.
Did they say Anthony is frozen?
He's just not moving. He's catatonic.
Yeah.
Look at him. Poor Anthony.
Oh, he is frozen. Well, let's try to...
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm really a substitute anyway. I don't really need to have a mic or, you know.
Well, Anthony, I'm sorry. Will you guys talk about something for a little while?
Yeah, not
Yes.
a problem.
Oh, good.
I think we need to take a vote from our listeners and viewers that Brian should have a keyboard.
Well, Brian,
I'm gonna have to go against it, if for no other reason than to just really piss you off. I know you want
I want
one,
a keyboard.
because it makes you feel important, like you're doing something.
Yeah, because I don't do anything. I just sit here.
But the Marine in you's gonna try and eat the keys.
No, they're attached to the board.
Mhm.
That's why it's a keyboard.
Mm-hmm. So you're unaware that you can take the keys off. The keys can pop off.
Oh, really?
Really, really. Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah.
I thought-
It's actually quite a bit of fun. If you want to fuck with someone who
Mhm.
doesn't really know how to keyboard,
Mhm.
you know, like me, you pop off a letter or two and move them around a bit. It's pretty fun. Yeah.
That sounds like loads of fun. Oh, my God.
Yes.
well,
Is
your
that why
camera
you're-
went down.
It's dead, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you do that, removing keys from keyboards while you're home watching Lawrence Welk reruns or something.
Don't
Anthony.
dog on Lawrence Welk, man.
And a one-a and a two-a.
So, do we have any updates on the Area 51? What's the most recent news on that? Anyone?
It's been canceled.
No.
I'm just trying to get something started here.
No, it can't be canceled. I already made reservations and everything.
So we're getting a little feedback. They don't think you should have that much power, Brian. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
But the audience has spoken. Yep, we've got actually a couple people that are
Okay,
well
now-
against it.
Hey,
Keep
they,
in
they don't
mind-
know that I am the lighting director. It's my job to turn the lights on before the show,
All right.
and then I turn them off after we go off air.
Sometimes,
Sometimes I
you
forget.
turn them off during the show. Yeah.
It's detailed.
So
Yeah.
I figure if I had a keyboard, I could just do it while I sit here.
Understand, no,
yeah.
I don't know.
to whoever is worried about
Like-
Brian having too much power, we're not going to actually let the keyboard be attached to anything. He's just going to have the keyboard and look important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's really for him, to make him feel important, but do nothing.
It's like giving someone with Alzheimer's washcloths.
No, totally.
They never finish the laundry.
I like to give them, go to the old folks' home and just give them socks. None of the socks match.
Yeah.
Just
Socks full of nickels.
Ye-
And then you just let them have at it. Like that.
Yeah, nice. Because too many of them remind me of Grammy. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck Grammy.
Shit, the way she used to touch.
Whose men wanted to have sex with me?
That was all right. That was close.
That was close.
Close to what we were going for.
Yeah.
Not quite there.
One day.
Because older guys are better.
Okay, wait. That's one we need later.
Later.
You think this stuff smells like a man?
There we go. That's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's classic John Wayne.
I tell you what.
That was
What? Was it or no?
no.
Let me.
Do you think this stuff smells like a man?
What do you think, Brian? Who do you think that is?
One more time. Seriously.
Do you think this stuff smells like a man?
Oh, that's Sylvester Stallone.
Yes,
Thank
that
you.
is Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, I think that was one. That was one of the Rocky movies, and then I think they were making fun of how men don't smell like that. I
Mhm.
believe it might have been after the pet shop scene, or before the pet shop scene.
Where
Might
he
have been
goes
him and
in and
Mick.
just beats the shit out of everyone in the pet shop.
He's murdering you, Rock. You're gonna eat steel and shit nails, Rock. You're an animal. Like that.
Okay.
Let's see, what's his name? Burgess Meredith. He also played the Penguin in the original
yes.
Batman series.
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
he did.
Excellent actor.
And we just stated
And
the
didn't
shit.
Danny DeVito also play
Yes.
on the Penguin?
Like
Yes.
30 years later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's all played the Joker? We had
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger,
hmm
um,
Jared Leto.
Jack Nicholson.
Yep.
hmm I don't remember the other guy who played the Joker, the one from the television show.
Oh, that's all right. Nobody
Cesar Chavez.
I don't think
Oh.
so.
does. He was the Riddler.
There was Mark Hamill in
He
the cartoon.
does an awesome Riddler on the cartoon series.
I think he was Joker. I think he was the Joker on it.
Hmm.
Anybody out there?
Bueller. Anyway, Mark Hamill as a voice actor is just absolutely phenomenal, and just sounds. He's awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. He didn't do a whole lot between Luke and voice acting.
Yeah.
30, 40 years later.
Yes.
Just a small break.
But yeah.
I'm sure he needed the money. I'm sure that was more. That's why any of us do anything, right?
I mean, your royalties on Star Wars can only get you so far.
Actually, Sarah is letting us know that it was the Joker, in fact.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Roma is letting us know that Jack Nicholson was the best Joker. I don't know if that's factual
No,
or her opinion, but
I disregard.
I think Heath Ledger was the best.
For sure. You have to be a special kind of crazy. And don't get me wrong, Jack Nicholson is definitely crazy,
yeah.
but Heath Ledger is.
He killed that part.
He was super dark.
Oh,
He went super
What?
dark.
What did I say?
Well,
What?
I mean, it's an all right joke.
Eh.
Let's see.
Pick a button. Any button. Do it.
Wait,
No.
that's my new favorite one.
That fake laugh.
Yeah,
that's,
totally.
Totally.
You know what? How many
Yeah.
times you hear that on a first date?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's a first date laugh.
that's the sound of me not it's not going well. Oh, you're so funny with
So,
all your political humor.
Last week we talked about necrophilia.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
anything new?
Any recent arrests? You smell fine.
I mean, I showered.
I noticed you have dirt under your fingernails.
No, I don't.
Clawing at
No, I'm
coffins.
fine.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that the studio is right next to a cemetery, which is
Mm-hmm.
really nice. I mean, you know, you
When
want
zombies come down, yeah, this is going to be ground zero for reporting it. Well, that's kind of like a death.
yeah, you just blew my ears out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I like to be close to the source. You know,
There you go.
right here, right now. You
Mm-hmm.
know, just walk outside, grab a shovel. I have all the first dates I could possibly want.
You know, it is hard, amazingly hard to maintain an erection while digging a hole.
That's what you think. I mean, I don't have a problem digging a hole and keeping an erection.
We got people hating on Heath Ledger. Say he's overrated. Well,
Really? Did you ever see him in
He's-
Bareback Mountain? Seriously, that was an awesome movie. What?
Wait.
No, they.
Those men wanted to have sex with me.
got it.
No, he played a gay cowboy.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
and
that
him
sound drop just happened to work out.
It did.
Yeah.
and Jake Gyllenhaal,
Mhm.
Gyllenhaal.
Give good head.
Yes.
Yep.
They were getting it on up in the mountains, and yeah,
Let's
and
get
that
it
was
on.
very famous movie.
So,
Mhm. I do recall. I mean,
Remember how they got caught? He
Nobody's got AIDS.
that his wife went through his fishing tackle box, and there was the note that he never even got in there and looked at it, so she knew that they were not fishing.
how busy is he?
Well,
Someone writes you a love note?
no. My
Wait.
understanding, what you're saying is the wife wrote.
a note to catch him, and he never even got in the tackle box, which meant he was never fishing. Otherwise, he would have found the note.
So the note in the tackle box, did it?
Do you think this stuff smells like a man?
All right, it was close.
So,
Let's not judge here, okay, guys?
but yeah, it was. If you would have read the note and maybe took
Yeah.
the time to catch a fish or two,
Yeah.
that affair would have went on for a lot longer.
And get the dude smell off your junk.
Oh, absolutely.
So was that part of the basic training when you're going through basic training? Is watching Brokeback Mountain as part of your time potentially being with the Navy? They want to make sure that you know how to identify, or like, you know, why were you watching Brokeback Mountain?
Oh, I didn't mean to watch it. It just came on
Oh.
TV, and I
Yeah.
sat there for 2 hours.
You didn't
Flipping
mean
the channels.
No, I couldn't find the remote.
right?
Got a
right,
hard
right.
on, don't have a shovel.
There
Right.
you go.
Might as well.
It was
Oop.
daylight out. I couldn't get in the cemeteries yet.
Yeah. I mean,
You know.
open spaces.
Mhm.
What's it? Agoraphilia, I believe they call it. So,
Correct.
so,
Yeah,
so sexual attraction to open spaces.
I thought that was the fear of people.
¿Por qué no los dos? Why not both?
No, it could be both, I guess.
Yeah, because typically people are in open spaces.
Somebody's
I don't
saying,
know.
"What, Steve?" I don't know what Steve means.
Bueller?
Mm-hmm.
Bueller?
So,
Yeah.
I'm thinking. So we're gonna start something new. Is
Mhm.
my mic okay out there, everybody?
It looks good from here, but if I had a keyboard, I'd be able to check it for you, but I don't have a keyboard.
All right.
Right.
Everybody's saying they're saying riveting, so must be doing okay.
Okay. Nobody's yelling that we're making their ears bleed or anything like that. So right on.
Yeah, that's a start.
Right.
That's a start to the day. So what we've got is we wanted to start bringing some articles, some news, that sort of thing to the show.
Right.
So we're gonna try it out here, see if people like it,
Mhm.
and we will bring you on in. So go ahead and
Yeah. So this lovely gentleman, a Republican out of Don't Give a Fuckistan.
Doesn't he look like Putin? That's who
Kinda.
when you first put it up there, I was like, that's the president of Russia.
I thought that was Burgess Meredith.
Right.
No,
So
that looks like Vladimir Putin.
Republican, I think senator, yeah. Stephen King, not the acclaimed author.
Yeah, I think Stephen King would prefer if you called him Steve King.
Steve King.
Yeah.
Basically reported that the population wouldn't be what it was without rape and incest. And to me, that just screamed gold mine. Just beautiful.
Well, the first thing I think of when I think of incest
Mhm.
is the Bible. And don't judge me. And I don't want to make anybody upset or piss them off, but if I do, I apologize. But if you think about it, in the beginning of the Bible, I'm trying to think if it was...
Yeah, God spread his seed all over the earth.
He spread his seed all over the earth. But he started with Adam and Eve, and they had sex and procreated.
Right.
And they were the only two people. Right. So incest, the whole human population, according to the Bible, was started with incest.
Wait a minute.
Seriously, think about it. You start with one man and one woman.
Yeah.
They have sex. They have kids.
Okay.
And then those kids get a little bit older, and they're like, hey, I've seen you around before.
Now,
wait a minute, you're my sister.
It just occurred to me that the sex shop, Adam and Eve...
Guess what? I don't have to fuck the goats anymore.
Yay!
I have 5 sisters.
Well, unless you're Muslim.
And then it's by
choice.
Oh,
I'm sorry, everybody. Whoa, let's take a step back.
Hey, I'm converting. But you really think about it.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
That's where you think about it, that mankind, if you're of that persuasion, it was started with incest.
Well,
they were all related.
I was just thinking that the store, Adam and Eve, which is this, a sex shop, and it's online, and I love their products. Go ahead and sponsor the show, Adam and Eve.
Please.
But I had no, I guess, inkling that there was any sort of a incestuous undertone to that, you know?
Wow.
I mean, really?
Seriously,
I never even thought about that, yeah.
No.
Yeah. But then again, the Bible, I mean, when else did anyone ever have incest in the Bible?
Never, ever. Well,
I'm just kidding. No, it actually happened quite a bit.
A lot.
Yeah.
Because, let's think about this, not to get, like, too religious, but we're going to apparently go there. So, speaking of Adam and Eve, so they're brother and sister because God is their dad, right?
Well, I mean, I guess.
So they have...
We're all God's children, though.
Right.
So even those dead bodies are your brothers and sisters. At least the husks.
Well, yeah. I mean, the
shell.
The shell of a human being. Yeah.
Is she a great big fat person?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Harder to get out of there, but, you know.
But, yeah, you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and this guy, Steve King said that there'd be less people on the planet?
There absolutely would be. There would be far less people. I mean, Europe would be a fraction of the size that it is today, if not for incest.
Hey, well, you know what? The German people did their part. They tried to get rid of 6 million.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's one up for them.
Well, no shit.
So
I'm just doing the math. I'm not trying to be a racist or be weird, but just do the math. Boom, 6 million. Good job, Germany. But I'm not saying that was good that they killed them, but I mean, you think about it, if this guy's saying that without rape and incest, what about all the genocides that's happened?
Actually, you know what? Sarah has a really good point. So she said Eve is an Adam clone because she was made from his rib.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Much like the McRib.
What about their children, though?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, hey, if we're going to give Adam and Eve such a hard time. You know, actually, I think we brought this up on another podcast, but they were saying that the snake and the apple is actually anal intercourse is actually it's a what do you call it? Like
metaphor.
A metaphor, yeah.
Ish.
But or it's what's like an illustration. Anyways.
Yeah. So Eve is clone of Adam. Yes. So
made from his rib.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
His McRib.
Like Marilyn Manson had his ribs removed so he could blow himself.
Right.
Remember back in the 90s?
I do, so he could fit in a corset and blow himself.
Yeah. And I mean, that was before men and women were sex interchangeable. So he was kind of the first gender fluid person, right? I mean, well, I guess there was...
what dude hasn't tried...
There was David Bowie.
What dude hasn't tried to blow himself, though?
And all the French puffsters. I mean, what are those guys?
I don't know.
Yeah, the dandies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Back in the 1700s.
I wasn't there, Steve.
I'm going to deny any knowledge of that.
It's been a few weeks since then, so I don't really recall.
Oh. So Steve H. They were not considered brother and sister. The children were hardcore Deliverance kids, though.
Nice.
Yeah. See, if I would have known, I would have got the banjo out.
Paddle faster.
Yeah.
You sure do got a pretty mouth.
I do have this. How about they were not considered brother and sister, but the children were hardcore Deliverance kids, though. I think that works.
They were.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys say anything,
Okay.
let me know. I'll keep my finger on it.
So I think what'll happen is if
Oh, sorry. I was gonna jump the gun.
if you say something stupid, you just kick him in the nuts, and if I say something stupid, I'll punch him in the nuts, and then he'll go.
I can't reach his nuts from here. Yeah, I'm trying with my foot right now, but I can't.
I got him in my back pocket.
Nice.
You're smart. You're so smart.
I left mine at home.
Roma's never heard of anal, everyone.
Okay, so
All right, guys, show her.
Uh,
Get it?
what,
I'm a
what,
pitcher.
What time
not
do
a
we
catcher.
finish the show tonight?
Roma does want your calendar, though, so, you know.
Nice.
So back to the guy.
Okay, back
so
to the
this is the
dude.
New York Times.
Okay.
Mhm.
Stephen King,
Steve King.
noted
King.
author, does believe that rape is great. And the reason he went that way, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So basically, he's trying to
Yes.
make an argument for abortion because they have the abortion rules, and I think he's being a little stringent on his want to keep from going, oh, you know, rape and incest are
The
two
exceptions.
Well, not just the exceptions, but they're the lead-in. Like, hey, if you could get an abortion for this, you could get an abortion for anything.
Right.
You know, like the
Right.
give him an inch kind of thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a male inch or
so-
female inch?
Well, I mean, in the intro, 3 inches is my rule.
That
I
was
mean-
mine too.
This
Yeah.
is a foot, so
Well,
sorry.
no, that's why men make terrible weathermen,
Mm-hmm.
because to them this is 6 inches of snow. Just saying.
We get it. Yeah,
Okay.
penis jokes. Yeah.
Sorry, as you were, sir.
Oh yeah. But I think maybe he overstepped just a little bit. His heart's in the right place, wanting to, you know, prevent dead babies and all. But going with the incest argument and the rape argument as to
Yeah.
reasons not to kill children.
Yeah, like
know.
that's, going with the whole overpopulation is bad, Holocaust good. No,
Well,
it's
You know,
yes.
it never happened according to Iran. And you know how we feel about Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Steve wants us to get back to the anal talk. That's right, Steve.
It's a pain in the ass conversation, though. Really.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Wait. Sorry, I was gonna go for the rim shot, but
The rim job?
yes,
Oh, the shot.
talking about anal.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
the shit.
Sorry, I backed
Alright.
into that.
Yeah. So, anyways, one of the things about Steve King is
Mhm.
he's been taken off of some committees and stuff for saying some crazy
Really?
shit in the past, I
What?
guess. And
No.
they're considering whether or not to let him back on those committees. And I, for one, love his the way he comes to
Wackadoodle.
the table. So I hope they put him in as many committees as he could be in. I think Cultural Sensitivity Committee. Let's see, Children's Education Committee.
Population control.
Yes. Sarah's got hashtag dead baby movement. Now, is that the movement of a dead baby?
There-
Is it quite dead if there is a hashtag dead
Well,
baby
okay,
movement?
so you could have dead baby movement with proper voltage,
Yeah.
jumper cables, and proper voltage. You could have dead baby movement.
Like Dr. Frankenstein.
Duh.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Stein.
Jeez.
Stein or Steen?
Yes.
There's been a lot of Steens and Steins in the news.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
Well, really just one big asshole.
So this is one of my favorite drops.
You stupid.
It's a little loud, though.
That's pretty loud.
Yeah.
Dr. Evil was in the news and has been in the news for some time now. it definitely makes me look at James Bond movies completely differently now. Because it used to be, I used to look at James Bond and, Dr. No and all these bad guys with their bad guy islands and hollowed out volcanoes is just total bullshit, right?
Uh-huh.
It's not bullshit, man!
It's
People
not.
can buy an island and do wacky, stupid, illegal shit.
I
Yes.
forgot all my notes. You guys hold on. I'm going to go grab some notes.
Okay. So,
You're a great big fat person.
Don't.
So,
can I have pass me his keyboard?
Do not
bud.
pass him the keyboard.
pass him the keyboard?
Yes.
I heard pass him the keyboard.
So, funny story.
Short.
Tell me a funny story, Anthony.
Well, let's see.
I'll tell you a funny story.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. We were talking about a couple weeks ago, and I'm not racist at all. My family is full of diversity.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in high school, one of my friends, it was one of those nights that we were just really bored.
Right.
And so his dad had a bunch of extra lumber in the garage. And we was like, let's make a big cross. So we made this big cross out of 2x4s.
To show your support of the Catholic religion?
I don't know why. I mean, we just made this big cross.
Mhm.
And then after we nailed it together, and I mean, there's this huge, we was like, we got a bunch of rags. And we had a stapler, and we stapled all these rags all
Right.
over it. And then we go, you know what? This would be kind of fun to go put somewhere and light it on fire. So, and I'm not a racist. I'm
So-
not a Ku Klux Klan guy.
Mhm.
So what we did is we hauled this big cross through our subdivision at night.
Okay.
And there was this girl that we went to high school with, and she was good looking, and we both kind of liked her, and so we thought we'd impress her.
With a giant burning cross.
So we set up this huge, like 12-foot cross in their front yard,
Uh-huh.
and he had a couple cans of lighter fluid, and we doused it with lighter fluid.
Uh-huh.
We threw the match on it, and by God, that thing blew up, and it was like a blaze. And we weren't very smart because we'd been drinking vodka
Just drinking
all day.
in general, like you do. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And we had set it up underneath their big dry tree in their front yard.
yeah.
So it caught their big tree on fire in their front yard. And we was like, holy shit, that's not going how we thought it was going to go. So he took off running to his house. I took off running through the subdivision of my house. By the time we both got home, we could hear all the fire engines and the sirens and everything. And it was big news. Because apparently...
It's fake news.
But it's like, I didn't even think, because I wasn't born in the South, so I didn't think about burning crosses or putting in someone's front yard. We were just thought it would be kind of a cool way to impress this girl.
Well, at least you're not being misunderstood. Now,
No.
let me just read off here. Let's see. You're a racist, bigot, fascist, homophobe. You belong to the KKK, white supremacist. Let's see.
I mean, I don't understand where they're getting this from. He's not bald
Yeah.
or white. He doesn't have any white privilege.
no. And to be totally honest, my family actually came here, had to leave Germany
Oh.
because of the Nazi
Oh.
Party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so my...
Old Brian Hitler, we call him.
Yes.
That's his last name.
Yes. Well, we changed it when we got here.
Old
Okay.
BH.
We actually, for a long time,
BJ.
I guess we had a boughten name.
Right.
We bought a name.
Okay.
But my family had to come here. They were forced out of Germany
Yeah, Himmler.
because they
Oh,
were
Brian Himmler.
they were German Jews,
Mhm.
and so my mother, Mutter, was the first born in the United States, and I'm the second generation born in the United States. So I'm not a racist. I'm not a white supremacist. I'm not. I do burn crosses on people's front yards, but that's when I was a teenager, filled with vodka and.
Okay.
So what nationality was the girl that you were burning a cross in her front yard?
First date fail. Cold case solved.
I,
Oh my God,
I would
Brian.
rather not.
Germany, Nazis?
I would rather not answer that question.
Yeah.
Please tell me she was something other than Caucasian.
Oh,
Oh, she
jeez.
was.
Oh, of course she was. And where was this in the world that you were doing this in? Just out of curiosity.
Warsaw.
No, it was.
Was it the South?
Oh.
It was outside Hannibal, Missouri, maybe.
Oh,
What?
nice.
Is that bad?
I was going to drop Silence of the Lambs.
Was he a great big fat person?
Nailed it.
To the cross. So you're in Missouri. Just to complete the picture, you're in Missouri, and you're white.
Yes, I've always been white.
Putting a large cross together, wrapping it in rags in the middle of the night.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Putting lighter fluid all over it.
Well, that was to help it burn.
Of course.
There was a movie based on this, Mississippi Burning, I believe was the call.
Well, I mean, they changed it, to protect the innocent.
Okay, you guys are trying to paint me into a corner.
In a bad light.
In a bad light. And like I said,
I don't need to.
Dude, I was 17 years old. I was drunker than shit, and it was all my friend's fault.
Yeah.
And he was also of German descent. And his mom was born in Germany, and his dad met him when his dad was in the army in Germany. So he literally...
Did he happen to be Brad Renfro from Apt Pupil? Anyone?
No.
Anyone out there?
No.
Brian, were you wearing white at the time? Did you
No,
have a
but-
white hat?
No.
Steve,
It was around Halloween, and we were being ghost.
Steve H. So you burned a cross in a black girl's front yard, but you're not a racist. And then he does this smugly.
No, I'm not a racist.
All right. Well, let's move on. Yeah, fake news, right, guys? fake self-reporting news.
Okay, to be fair, we have all done super stupid shit.
Don't group me in with this bullshit.
Oh, I have no doubt. I know you as a grown-ass human being, and I know you've done stupid shit.
I'm awesome.
I once threw a
have a
smoke bomb
show.
into a crowded restaurant.
Oh, good. Allah Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
But I'm not a racist. Seriously.
Okay.
I was a kid. I was in grade school. I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay, so he's not racist, sexist. He's just stupid.
Well,
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He's not racist. It's just ignorance.
see, and you weren't going to let old Stephen King off the hook. All he said was everyone's been raped and incested.
And it's totally fine.
Yeah, totally.
If you have consent.
It's part of the culture here
Yeah,
in Iowa.
it's not rape if you have consent.
Yes.
And sometimes
Well,
it's hard
I
to
think,
hear.
I think that is absolutely the definition of rape. If you have consent, it is not rape.
It's hard to hear consent, yes or no, with a ball gag in their mouth. To
or
be
duct
fair,
tape.
Yeah.
Duct tape.
Yeah.
It's been turning no to for years. And that was just a joke.
And I
bad
don't have the Zed and the Gimp sound drop, but I do have
Well, let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet.
yes, another Pulp Fiction
nice.
ball gag.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. So, anyways, funny story. Stephen King, totally about all the incest.
Bless his heart.
Let's see. So we have a giant news story.
Ooh.
Probably the biggest news story. I don't even know. I have a feeling it's gonna come apart at the seams. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's just talk before we get into this.
Yeah.
Steve H said. Also, Brian says, in high school, I tattooed a swastika on my chest, but it's because I was trying to impress a black girl, and also I was drunk. Well, I mean, it's your story, Brian. It's your life. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right. So this is all about Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
I'm sure everybody is aware of this wonderful guy. He's pretty cool.
And you know what?
He's one of those cool dudes.
I wondered what happened to him.
Yeah.
Because
you're best friends with him back when you were 17?
No.
Oh,
Because
okay.
no, he was on Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that show, Epstein.
I
He
think,
became a financial whiz.
was that Travolta?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was Barbarino.
Up your nose with a rubber hose?
That was Horseshack.
All right.
That's Epstein. Right there.
Epstein Bar.
Epstein. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
My people like the name
Yeah.
pronounced
When you're
properly.
electrocuting little babies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Epstein, a little bit of background on it. I'm sure people are aware, but if they're not. So, this guy gets he's a billionaire or billionaire, I would say. Yeah. Anyways, somehow ends up in I guess there were rumors about him being like a pedophile, young women. I don't know if it's like pedophile or young women or whatever. I think there's a certain cutoff that like if they're like post-pubescence, I don't know. We haven't seen where it all goes, but I know like 15-year-old girls and that sort of thing.
I'm going to call that pedophile.
No, I don't think that's true.
I think it's sick.
Well, I mean, it's not right, but it's...
Well, neither's burning crosses, and that was an accident. Shit, now everybody's going to think I'm a racist, and I'm not.
An accident.
To cover up my tattoos here.
Yeah. So, Jeffrey Epstein is less racist than Brian is. Yes, I'm sure there were some islanders that he allowed to massage him for money. Yes.
Very little money.
Well,
I'm not going to get ripped off.
Look, okay, Epstein, it was an accident to build a completely secluded island with soundproof walls and fly little girls in there. It was an accident, Brian. Okay?
So, I think he was part of Big Brother, Little Sister, or Big Brother Organization, Little Sister. Something.
Yeah.
What is that called, Big Brother?
It's something like...
Are you hard?
No.
That's close.
Put the fucking lotion in the basket!
Damn it.
I'll just be your secret lover.
Oh,
there's a good one.
Because older guys are better.
There we go. That's what I was
There we
saying.
go.
Oh, my God. That's hot.
Yes. So Epstein, financier, lots of charges of ne'er doing well, but he ran apparently this I guess you call it like a syndicate or a some kind of child sex or
ring.
Yeah, underage minor sex ring. So he has certain things that he's put into place. He has an airplane that they call the
Lolita Express.
Yes, the Lolita Express. So it's a private jet that he flies all over the country with, apparently, and all over the world. Actually. Yeah. He had a place down in St. Thomas in the Caribbean, or Caribbean, if you have that island flavor.
Caribbean.
Yes. He also had a ranch in New Mexico. So what I have up on the screen right now, that's his Caribbean.
And really, that doesn't even do it justice how fucking huge his island is.
Yes.
And how secluded it is.
Yes.
And you get someone on that island screaming, and I'm sure he's like, yeah, go ahead and scream. Nobody's going to fucking hear you for hundreds of miles. Oh, you're going to swim. Go right ahead.
Let's see. So he has... all right. I'll just start reading you a little bit of the story. I've highlighted some parts of it. So he ends up in Manhattan, in the correctional facility there. He was beaten up to some point where he was like passed out back in July. The person who was in the cell with him, his cellmate, was actually a former police officer who was in there for murdering 4 people allegedly. He was cleared, but he was on suicide watch. Sex slaves in prison. Yeah. Or sex slave prison. I mean, mansion. Perfect. Sarah. So what happened is he ended up committing suicide. So he was supposed to be on a suicide watch. Apparently was left alone. And Brian, you have corrections officer experience.
Yes.
So this was, I think, 3 weeks after that initial incident, but they I think they ruled it as him attempting suicide.
A suicide attempt, but even then, every jail, prison, detention center, they have staff psychiatrists, psychologists, and for them to get off suicide watch, they have to. I mean, there's a whole legal process that has to take place, because you go from being on suicide watch, you don't just totally drop it. There's you wean them off of, basically.
Sure.
So
like sex with children.
Yes.
Yeah. You can't just go cold turkey.
Oh no.
We all know that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and so they were saying that that he should have still been on the watch, and that there was like abnormal circumstances. Funny thing is that nearly 2,000 pages of documents relating to Epstein were unsealed on August 9th, revealing allegations against a number of rich and powerful men just a day before his apparent suicide. And that could be taken a couple ways.
Right.
Either, I mean, I'm sure people knew that this stuff was coming out. However,
right.
And so maybe they did something, or maybe he killed himself because he knew he wasn't going to be safe.
He was buddies with a couple former presidents and a current president, and did some gross stuff.
Oh, I have more on that. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. That's coming. So, yeah. His girlfriend, who, let's see, what is her name? Her name is Ghislaine? Ghislaine?
Sure.
I don't know. She's a British socialite. She had disappeared, but she was apparently he wanted her to sleep with a bunch of these powerful men,
right.
Figure out what they were into so he could take advantage of it in some way to, manipulate them or blackmail them. Which, is pretty cool, I think. That
wow.
she's a pretty cool chick. So if she's free after all this,
You're down.
I got a podcast that's making a lot of money.
Totes.
Should be buying an island in St. Thomas anytime now.
Well, there's going to be one up for sale pretty soon.
Very much so, yeah.
Sounds nice, yeah.
I have to think there's got to be, like, a dungeon, a secret dungeon in there.
Oh, there's better.
Shut up.
I have so much good news.
Shut up. But wait, there's more.
Yes. So they were saying that this island is now it's only a rumor, I think, at this point, but that the entire island is video monitored, and so what he would do is bring all these
socialites,
powerful people to this island, right? Trump did get on his plane once. Between 2002 and 2003. The FAA logs, which are pretty legit,
right,
are created by pilots or held by pilots.
Yeah.
How many times do you think Bill Clinton was on that plane between 2002 and 2003?
500.
1,347.
11 times he was on that plane.
Oh, that's so damn close.
Yes. 11 times.
Missed it by that much.
And I do have some images. Also, he has a
racquetball court. Please,
yes.
Does he have a racquetball court?
Please.
Does he have a giant sundial?
Does he have a slip and slide?
Does he have a swing set?
Yeah.
The kids like a swing set.
So, this is 75 acres. This property in St. Thomas. Okay. St. Thomas, I don't know if it's its own separate island or just the major portion of an island.
It's 100% of a totally separate island. It's his own island.
Wow.
It's not a property. It's a fucking island.
Sounds like a playground paradise.
So, let's see. So, Sarah says he should have been blood-eagled, but definitely was probably murdered. So blood eagle is where they pull your lungs out of the back between your ribs. I believe it was a Viking way of killing people. Yes, that's probably pretty painful, I would assume.
It tickles.
It's the white privilege Cuban necktie, or Colombian necktie. Yeah. Sorry, Cubans.
Yeah.
And then let's see. The current president kicked him out of places because he was a creep. So I'm like, all right, you get on the guy's plane once. No, but you get on the guy's plane once. You go, wow, that's not my deal, and that's it.
Okay, but
you get on 11 times in 2 years, and that's being a former president. You have access to all.
That's like accidentally burning 11 crosses.
Right.
One time it was an accident. You don't really know what it means. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it.
You can explain it away.
Right. But 11 times?
Okay, to be fair, though, you didn't just burn a cross.
Yeah.
You attempted to burn her house down.
That was an accident because the tree caught on fire in the front yard.
Well, Ed, just to be fair, Clinton was 24 times.
Oh.
It was just 11 in 2 years.
Okay. That being said,
we're getting closer to that 1,300.
Trump was seen partying with the guy, and like, hey,
they were socialites.
They were socialites.
Cool
They're the
dude.
same. Yeah.
Yes.
You're not guilty by association.
Yeah, well, look, you could go to some parties with some people that you don't necessarily, I'm just saying, because it would have been easy to fall into that category and just be like, oh, I didn't know, even because if you don't, I'm sure he felt you out and probably had his girlfriend bang you and see what was going on. Obviously, whatever it was,
didn't do it for him.
Bill fell for it and Trump did. So yeah, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened, because it is only going to get so much worse as this stuff comes out. Now, also, as far as the Clintons go, there was I think there's been 46 suspicious deaths surrounding their
just the Clinton
lives.
Okay.
Yeah. The Clinton Foundation, their top aides,
and
people that
a
are.
A lot of that was even before he became president.
Oh yeah, totally. Yep. Just cover-ups and just really bad shit.
Right.
So
just
this is
luck.
gonna get fucking messy.
Just bad luck.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
We're gonna be up to 60, 70, 80, whatever soon. Very soon.
Accidents happen, Brian.
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
On a
While
regular,
people are
consistent
screaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Screwdrivers stuck in their head.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that's happened, but I'm just saying it can. So he also has a New Mexico ranch down by Santa Fe there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fan of the show Newsies, the movie Newsies, they sang about this.
That's really modest, though. I mean, seriously.
It is how many acres? It's quite a few acres.
I mean, there's no way that thing, that little shack, really, okay, to be fair, it's a shack, it can hold more than 500 people. I mean, come on, that's not a mansion.
The Zorro Ranch in New Mexico covers thousands of acres. So,
Yeah, you could barely
NBD.
You could barely hold 500 people in that thing. There's no way that's like a palatial estate.
If you're going to Area 51 and you need a pool,
there you go.
Stop by. It's free.
Well, look, they have a landing site for the UFOs right there.
That's right.
Yeah,
I believe that's a crop. What is it? A
crop
circle. Yes.
Right there.
Yep.
Crop dusting, I think, is the politically correct term. No.
No.
Uh-oh, Steve.
Your facts are wrong. It was at least 20. I said 24, I think. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. Or are we talking acres? Or no? No, 70, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Trump once, there are some pictures of him because they were Manhattan social circles or whatever. But yeah, as far as the FAA records, which I actually have it here too, 75 pages of them, I think, something like that. Anyways, we'll link them. We'll link them in the description.
And,
I did not go through and read them all, but you did see like Bill Clinton, 5 Secret Service, a couple different people, some girls that were only named by their first names and stuff.
Obviously, Bill was there for the Secret Service guys. He's taking care of his guys.
He's just he's just worried about the environment. He's trying to hitch a ride.
Yeah.
I think they flew. God, did they fly to Thailand or something? They flew someplace fucking, it's gonna get crazy.
Travel's not cheap, and if you have to fly with kids, sometimes it's worth it.
Oh, did somebody, I think we were talking about the body count. Somebody said at least 20. No, I'm thinking it was like 46. I watched a video online because they were talking about all of their, some of them were a little more loose, I'm sure, loosely associated, but like direct, like persons in their
people in their
circle.
direct circle of friendship or work related that spoke out against
some of them
Hillary
were
or
plane
Boyle.
crashes, some of them were car accidents, those sorts of things, but it's just odd when you have that many. How many people have died in your circles around you other than just
out of the service? None.
Pretty much, it's pretty easy to go through your life without 46 people dropping dead around you in suspicious circumstances.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, he's got this beautiful home in Manhattan, supposedly $75 million like penthouse, huge parties, exploited and abused dozens of minors in his home. Let's see. So they think that the girlfriend is going to give up the goat and give up everybody.
I thought he was into little girls, not goats.
Well,
she's giving up the goat?
Well, those girls get older and man gets lonely. Sorry. My goat button's off.
It's a little hoarse. What?
So, one of the interesting things is that while he's alive, he does have his what was it? Is it Fourth Amendment right? The not like illegal search and seizure or whatever. Now that he's dead,
it goes away the dodo, and they
gone.
can do whatever the fuck they want.
All of his properties are now completely able, and of course now you have federal judges that none of them would decline. Well, no, not. I'm sure there are some probably some.
Yeah.
Hopefully, a judge would have better judgment than that, but yes, they will totally sign any warrants, anyways. Now, something I just read today. He had a cement truck flown out to his island.
How recently? You're talking he as in Epstein.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So at some point, I think it was his girlfriend or one of his associates or somebody, and I guess when the planes would come in, the people who worked the island, like the native people or whoever he hired, probably not speaking a lot of English or whatever, they would say how many girls or how many underage people this time. So very interesting.
So what was the cement truck for?
Cement.
They believe to destroy evidence.
Oh, so you're saying recently he had a cement truck flown in to bury shit? Because, I mean, nobody can ever undo cement.
And nobody that didn't have anything to hide.
Right.
You know?
I mean, if
so, yeah, either a sex dungeon, which they will find, which will be a total house of horrors, and I can't wait.
Oh,
it's going to be great.
The video.
This is going to be great.
Though.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And people were like, oh, well, the FBI, you know, we're going to get all these videos. And some guy on Twitter was like, so what makes you think the FBI would want this to get at, you know, like, so if the Clintons or somebody has that, you know, I mean, Comey, all that bullshit that was going on, it's like, depending on who it is, it got lost. Or a plane crashed on its way back to Miami, you know.
I would not want to be the evidence guy
No.
carrying this shit. No.
Oh, hey, Bill. Hey, Hillary. What's up?
What are you doing at the airport? That's weird.
Oop.
There you go. Yep,
That's it right there.
Right behind the ear.
Yep.
So, very, very interesting. Let's see. Oh, yes. Roma. Let's see. So, at least 20 people on the plane, or 20 times on the plane. Yeah, so 24 times. Yep. That's what I heard from the FAA records, and we do have the records here. And yes, I did hear about now miniature horses can fly in planes with you because they're service animals.
Nice.
So the FAA or whoever legislated that planes have to allow miniature horses
How
on.
in the fuck are you gonna fit a miniature horse on a commercial airplane?
And you know they're not taking seats out. You're just gonna have to stand next to a pissing, shitting animal that's clip clopping and chewing hay, and you got hay fever, and god damn it, and then.
There you go.
That's why you can't bring guns on planes. See, it's all part of a conspiracy.
Yeah.
They knew the horses were coming.
Could you imagine the smell? Just the smell, you know, of a high fiber diet with gases expanding at altitude.
Yes. A very gassy horse.
And there's not going to be one emotional support horse. There's going to be like 2 or
You think
fucking
it'll be an epidemic
3.
of horses?
Oh, yeah.
It'll be like a little tiny stampede. Just clip-clopping all the way.
It's okay, Mr. Ed. Just sit on my lap. It's fine.
Just eating your iPod earbuds. You're like, I fucking can't even watch movies now. Cocksucker. So
does this mean I can have my emotional support peacock on the plane with me now as well?
a male peacock or a female peacock?
Male peacock, because otherwise it's just a peahen.
The plumage. You want the plumage.
You have to have the plumage. The plumage makes me feel good.
Is it actually called a peahen?
Yes.
Really?
There's a peacock and a peahen.
Well, why isn't it a peatwat?
Oh!
Hey, I remember we were talking about, what was the show?
Bareback Mountain.
No. Jeff Goldblum was in it. Also,
Independence Day.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's close.
The Fly.
The Fly.
No, this one's way, way old. It's the one with Charles Bronson. Anybody?
Death Trap.
Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Death Wish. I got the cuts.
Yes.
And I did bleep them so we wouldn't be dropping C-bombs.
I kill rich cunt.
I wanted to do this one first.
Goddamn rich cunt.
I'm reading the notes on here. Apparently they had a temple for satanic sex rites and sacrifices.
Oh.
So do we sacrifice, like, I don't know.
Our time, our free time?
Well, yeah.
Like a volunteer?
For sure.
'Cause that's bullshit.
Totally.
Yeah, I've got children to bang. I can't be wasting all my time here at an altar. Who am I?
Mayan
Billy
King.
Graham? There
Right.
we go. Thank you. God, I couldn't get out a Christian. A dead one. He has sex with him.
Details.
Yes, details. Okay.
Are you going to hold the dead body against me the whole time? Please.
Or the cross burning.
Yeah. The incestuous cross burning.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yes,
nice.
I have
Dude, that's
the
pimp.
I
That
have
is
the
nice.
Lolita
Red
Express.
velour says sex appeal to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked for Elvis. Why wouldn't it work for Epstein?
Well, and when you have as many Twizzler stains,
Cotton candy machine in the back? What?
totally. Yes.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely plane. I can see why Clinton would just love to fly on this. It's got its own bench here. It's all velvety and nice. There is I believe a queen bed in there.
Oh my God! Could you
Some sort
imagine
of-
putting a black light in that fucker?
Oh yeah, it'd be awesome.
Jesus! It would
Yeah.
fucking light up.
Yeah,
You're like looking at the stars at night.
Right.
Is that the Big Dipper I see?
What the fuck is that on the ceiling?
yeah.
It's everywhere.
What the hell?
Ursa Major. Yeah. Yeah, so it's really awesome.
Okay, it's really not practical though. I mean, think about it. Velour. Have you ever tried to clean a cum stain out of velour? Forget
Well,
about it.
Yeah, you ever driven a Buick?
Thank you.
Through a neighborhood and a Buick Regal?
A Buick.
Yeah. An 88 Buick Century. Ladies, get in line. So, very cool, right?
Yeah, that is cool.
So some of the other stuff that's going on. So we've got obviously this great island. I mean, can't beat that.
That's the Alcatraz for 14-year-olds.
Here we go. Shipped it to his island last year. Experts fear evidence cover up, quote unquote. I like that.
Right.
So so apparently he might have had some evidence to cover up.
No.
Interesting. Yeah.
He's just making a dodgeball court out on the island.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Or, maybe a new area for the dumpster to go. I mean, you got to be practical.
Totally.
There are different areas you need cement. Graves, garage, walkways to island murder spots.
Well, if he was going to cover up evidence and hide evidence, instead of burying it on such a small island and covering it up with cement, it'd be best to take all those tapes and files, pour them into a container like a 55-gallon drum, fill it with cement, take it out there in that ocean, and drop it.
What? Because that's like a big hole.
It is.
No.
With water in it.
And they can look over that island all they want, and they're not going to find anything because it's going to be out there several miles.
That probably is true.
You
so
would need
why?
a boat. You would need knowledge of the ocean and have flotation works.
That almost does support dungeon or something along those lines. So I'm kind of excited about this. This is good. I'm glad because I saw this after I had done this research on things. So I'm glad we saw the cement truck because this story is going to keep going and going and going. So prepare yourselves, everyone.
Or a nuclear bomb's going to accidentally slip out of a B-52 and poof, oh shit, there goes the island.
I don't think so. Unless maybe Kim Jong-un, but even then, who gives a fuck, you know? He's fine. So yeah, new indictments. They are supposedly there's a bunch of high-level people because he was actually cooperating with prosecutors and
that's why he was killed.
Duh. I mean...
Thanks, Brian.
Duh.
What?
Thank you, Captain Obvious, for joining the party.
Yep.
That's what he was
I'm just
saying,
here
yeah.
to visit my friend, you know. Hey, guys, you don't have to pat down a former president, do you?
What am I going to do? I'm not going to do nothing wrong.
Oh, jeez. Let's see. Somebody was drove an 82 Buick for a while. Nice. Let's see. So, yes.
So huge.
So they did release the
autopsy?
The autopsy report or the medical examiner, you know, I'm sure it's maybe preliminary. So, let's see. Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein's cause of death was ruled a suicide by hanging, the medical examiner's office said on August 16th, which is today. Let's see. Yep, there we go.
And I think we all know it's impossible to fake a hanging.
Well, let's see what this says. The New York City Medical Examiner's Office said in a statement that an autopsy and other evidence showed the 66-year-old hedge fund manager hanged himself in his cell, the Associated Press reported. So his cellmate was cleared, so we already kind of talked about this, but Epstein's former cellmate was cleared of wrongdoing after an incident that left the disgraced financier semi-conscious in his cell before his death and prompted him to be placed on a suicide watch. Nicholas Tartaglione, a former upstate New York officer accused of killing 4 people, was cleared. On July 23rd, 3 weeks before Epstein was found dead on August 10th, the 66-year-old apparently attempted to kill himself in Manhattan's Metropolitan Correctional Center. It was investigated as an assault, a suicide attempt, or an attempt at a ruse. You ever heard that before, Brian?
Yes, I have.
What's an attempt at a ruse? Is that like faking?
It's a deception.
Okay.
And they're causing a ruse or causing the attention to be placed elsewhere.
Okay.
And there are some people that saying, and by some people I have absolutely no idea who some people are, but some people are saying that he is actually alive. That he did
on a
not
secret island in a dump truck. Oh, sorry.
No, they're saying some people are saying because I mean, even if they find the body, they can always come up with a body of homeless or missing people or whatever.
Yeah.
But
there's probably some DNA though.
And they can also get that
from the evidence from the plane.
But you think about it. I think that either he was murdered or he is alive, and he was. It's basically like the Federal Witness Protection Program times a billion.
Right.
Think about it.
You think the Clintons snuck him out?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, and I think, probably the ruse would be taking, either trying to lure the guards into your area or, or get somebody out, let somebody else get away with something, stab the other guy. In the
I
other
would
room
say when
while
they're
you're-
saying an attempt at a ruse, they're talking about if it was made to look like a suicide. If we're talking about, we're going on the assumption that, yes, Epstein is actually dead.
Well, no. This is from the 23rd. This is from July. Yeah. So they were investigating an assault, a suicide attempt, or an attempt at a ruse. So
To
either
get
he
out
was
of his
faking,
cell.
he
Yeah.
tried to kill himself, or his cellmate, the Taglioni or whatever, tried to
the
kill
cop.
him.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Okay.
now fast forward. It says later, Epstein was mysteriously taken off suicide watch. The FBI and Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General, OIG, is investigating the matter. Meanwhile, an autopsy was performed and on Epstein found that he had sustained multiple breaks in his neck bones. Reported the Washington Post on August 14th. Interesting.
So, but that could be seen as a bunch of different ways. It can either be like he broke his multiple vertebrae and his hyoid, or multiple breaks in his hyoid. I.e., in other words, people had to make it a couple goes at it to actually kill him.
Could be.
Right.
All steeped in mystery.
Right.
Or when you're hanging yourself, to cause those kind of breaks, you have to, usually it's a fall. It's like the difference between being hung from a tree or going through a gallows where you have a calculated drop.
Right.
Calculate with your body weight, how far you fall. It's going to break the bones. It's literally going to break your neck. But in a
Instantly.
jail cell, there is no
Not a lot.
not a lot of
8
room
feet.
to be dropping. Yeah. So
I mean, you have, like, literally, and seriously, like, there's, 8-foot ceilings, basically,
Yeah.
if that. So not a whole lot of room to drop and get that breaking, snapping neck that you're going for.
Because, I mean, it's a few feet. Like, it's and like full body weight to get that snap.
Right.
So, I mean, unless you're Sally Field and you've skipped a few Boniva. It's a Boniva joke, ladies and gentlemen.
but then you don't have enough body weight. You'll just swing there back and forth.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Just blow it in the wind like bird bones.
I mean,
Yes.
the only
like
way
a wind chime.
Yeah, totally.
So here's the visual that I'm getting is, okay, if we're going for conspiracy and he was killed, someone...
Or he's alive.
Or he's alive. We're going with this theory right now is that he was killed. So they put a noose around his neck, string it up, and dude is... Another person is holding on to Epstein and basically jumping, trying to snap his neck. You know what I'm saying?
I think if he is dead, I think that his neck was snapped by someone that is highly trained.
Right. Okay.
And so he was already dead before they placed him in the makeshift noose in the cell.
Right. That would make more sense than
Feels pretty
committing
cool, huh?
suicide by hanging in a jail cell.
Yes.
Sorry, just
I
get
like
the hang
that.
of it, guys.
It does.
Yeah,
I like
it's pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect. I didn't even plan on that.
And his hands were tied behind his back.
Yes. So, yes, he did have a broken hyoid bone near his Adam's apple, which I guess is a little wishbone-shaped bone.
It is it's one of the smallest bones in the body, and the interesting thing about the hyoid bone is it is the only bone that does not
It's not
correlate
connected to
and
any
connected
other
to any
bone.
other bone in the body.
Right.
So for that to be
like the knee bone is connected to the foot bone.
Right.
there you go.
Totally.
But for that bone though,
Sorry.
for that bone to actually be cracked or snapped, or damaged, it has to take direct trauma to that bone.
Right.
Very precise. So
They get to that actually in
Can-
this.
okay.
Yeah.
Can we basically go back a little bit and get a bone count? How many times Brian said bone?
206.
Cool. All right.
That's the human body count. Let's see. So we have some good
that's a lot of
comments here. Let's see. Naked dodgeball. Let's go do karate in the garage. We should have bunk beds for more activities. Cement sounds like semen. Okay, that wasn't Step Brothers. Your
No.
voice is like a combination of Fergie and Jesus. Then there's no way he committed suicide.
I agree completely.
And that was the medical
100%.
examiner watching right now. You know that creepy guy that's on the on HBO? That's him.
Sweet.
Yep. He's got a pseudonym.
Sweet.
What was his name? Grover? Oscar?
Roar?
He was a coroner, but he solved crimes and mysteries. That's who we need on
Dr. Michael Bott?
this. No.
Yeah,
It's
no,
an old
somebody.
show.
Yes.
It's an old
No,
show.
yeah. It's the only one that was
was
like
this-
that. Yeah.
No, it was the dude from
The Odd Couple.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
And he played a coroner that solved
Yeah.
crimes.
No.
That's what-
Detective Moynihan.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
yeah,
No.
he was
No.
on it. He was a
Detective Moynihan. Sam was the Asian guy.
Yes.
Um,
What was the name of that show? Anybody?
Muggsy
Was it
or
not medical examiner?
Quincy.
Quincy. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Quincy. Yes. So you got to let it go through. Yeah.
I'm
yes.
surprised that a dead lover like you, Anthony, didn't know that.
Yes. But
Quincy.
Dr.
I'm gonna
Michael
start calling you
Bodden.
Quincy.
Dr. Michael Bodden was the one that was on HBO. That was like the real creep.
Yeah.
But he was in the OJ trial. He actually saw Kennedy's body when it got back to DC or New. It was like his first. I think that was like the first. Or no. He examined the evidence. That's what it was. He was too young at that time. But he examined the evidence afterwards and did like a, whatever, a reconstruction.
Recreation.
Saw where they
Right.
went wrong. All that fun stuff. Yeah. Dr. Michael Bodden. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jonathan L. Arden, I'm guessing he's a doctor, president of the National Association of Medical Examiners, told the newspaper that the hyoid bone can be broken in a number of ways. However, he said it is more associated with homicidal strangulation than suicidal hanging. A broken hyoid, he added, requires pathologists to carry out a more thorough investigation. If, hypothetically, the hyoid bone is broken, that would generally raise questions about strangulation, but it is not definitive and does not exclude suicidal hanging,
Right.
Arden said. But interesting.
That is.
Just interesting. Federal sex trafficking charges.
Okay, so if
for the doctor. No, I'm just kidding. For Epstein.
so if I was a bigwig, like seriously powerful in this country, and I had taken a trip on the Lolita Express, say multiple times.
Yeah, like 11 in 2 years. Whatever. Yeah. They're just friends.
It's frequent flyer miles. You
I mean,
don't
they
know.
never got around to that conversation.
Right.
So what are you into?
So if you were that individual, would you not want him to disappear? Like, the evidence is going to come out pretty much no matter what, right? But him talking would be way more damning than any evidence.
And think of every other person at that party scrambling to get to, like, I'll sign whatever you want. Just give me immunity.
Yes.
I am the smallest fish.
Right.
Fuck that guy. And so then you're all, I mean, it is going to get ugly.
And it's
Cutthroat.
not just
Yeah.
going to be the Clintons.
Billionaires. All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be the Clintons.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be a
No.
lot of big
Yeah.
figures.
Alan Dershowitz, one of the greatest. So he was part of the OJ trial. So was Dr. Michael Bodden. He has in no way involved with this whatsoever. I just wanted to say.
Okay.
So he is. Alan Dershowitz has been on the plane a few times, and I mean, but he's a very seems like straight laced lawyer. I'm certain not everybody
that has been on the plane is
they
a little
couldn't be
pedophile.
No,
but some just want to go out on an awesome
Yeah.
island in the Caribbean.
And actually, I don't even think the word pedophile comes up on here at all. I don't think in any of this because they were teenagers or what. They were 15,
Let me ask you a
whatever
question.
it was. Yeah. So sex trafficking.
One of the best ways
minors
to hide,
underage.
One of the best ways to hide is in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the people that are not into that do not know the involvement.
Right.
Mixed in with the people that you've screened, and they're going there just for that.
Yeah, totally.
Hide in plain sight.
So if you're one of the creep guys, you just got to bring some other guys to kind of ease off the.
You just go
let's say you're Bill Clinton, you bring like 4 or 5 Secret Service guys,
Right.
And
then you just say, "Hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom," and you disappear for 2 days.
Yeah.
And you come back. Like
okay,
nothing happened.
so
covered in defensive wounds. I mean,
little bitty scratch marks.
Totally.
I'm going to play devil's advocate for just a minute. Okay, so you're Bill Clinton. Monica Lewinsky is basically
sluts all the time.
Toxic waste. You can't be in public scene with her, right?
All right.
So
why would I be?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
that's
she
why you have
takes
the
it
Oval.
up,
That's why you have the Oval Office.
right? But she takes it up the ass with cigars. Like you.
I don't think he stuck it in her ass and then smoked it. I just don't think that's the way that worked.
Anyway, so you want to spend some time with Monica Lewinsky.
All right.
Okay. You can't do it in public. Put her on a plane, bring her out to the Caribbean, or not even Monica, some other.
He did hug her in the beret, though. You remember that picture?
I hugged her in the beret.
Yeah.
But you don't even have to travel together. You have basically like a travel planner, a travel agent that says so and so is going to be here, so and so is going to be here.
Yeah.
This is what they like. This is what they're into.
Yeah.
You don't send them all together.
No,
I mean
it's
it's arranged.
And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if all the girls that were on the plane, when they were traveling and stuff, were probably all, unless they were trying to get something in the air, which I'm sure they probably were. Never mind. There's beds and shit all over. We saw it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they were either waiting at the island or they're coming on the next plane over or whatever it is. There's. I'm sure they were swapping them out over the weekend and stuff. Fly them home, fly them back. I mean, they do have school in the morning.
They're coming.
Well, I was just wondering. I bet you this Epstein bought like millions and millions of dollars worth of Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, totally.
Can you imagine all the Thin Mints? Billions.
Yes. Do you know why?
You think this stuff smells like a man?
Because older guys are better.
There we go. That's why.
Because older guys are better.
All right, perfect.
Totally.
Thanks. Thanks for making me feel better.
Older guys are so much better.
Brian, people are saying you got a gold star for when you're hiding in plain sight comment.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Roma. So that brings me to the final part of the story here, I think, which is
Exhibit
not that.
MIM.
Oh, darn it! Did I not put that one up there? Okay. There is a piece of art.
If I had a keyboard, I'd be able to help you.
You
Steve.
shut up, Brian. So here are all the flight logs. So you can find this in quite a few pages.
If Brian gets a keyboard, I want a megaphone.
No.
You can keep the batteries. I just want the megaphone.
So you can just hold it up all the time, and everyone will think you're yelling.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh no, I have good mic technique.
I have good mic technique.
Yeah, that sounded good.
I suck dick properly.
I have lots of cement.
Yeah.
Cement or semen? You have to enunciate
What's the difference?
The difference is a T.
One
Really?
gets hard, one dries out.
Right.
Same thing.
All right.
Both get hard.
Do
One
they?
gets crusty, one you can build with.
I don't even know where this is going.
Downhill rapidly.
Okay, so there was a painting noticed.
Oh yes, I know where you're going with this.
A painting.
Beautiful painting.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, so hot.
So this painting was actually found in the room just off to the side of within his $77 million Manhattan penthouse. So, an artist created a portrait of former President Clinton in the blue dress. Also made one of Bush back in the day. She used it as her master's thesis when she was in art school. So I'm sure she was very, very conservative. So, law enforcement sources previously told the paper as soon as officers went into the home to serve a search warrant after Epstein's arrest, the painting was seen. It was hanging up there prominently as soon as you walked in the room just to the right, a source says. Everybody who saw it laughed and smirked. Patrina Ryan Cleed, I guess, is the young lady who painted it.
Poor Bill.
Let's see. Oh yes, the news that the portrait was hung in Epstein's mansion first emerged August 14th, according to the Daily Mail.
Do you think Bill modeled for that?
Well, I like the pointing the finger.
Don't take that picture.
I like the ruby slippers. It looks like Wizard of Oz. It's like, really?
So
red slippers with a blue dress? Are you crazy?
It's not. He shaved his legs. I mean, from what I can tell from here, he shaved, and it's the nice thing to do. It's way less tacky.
Sarah, are you? I believe Sarah's making. I don't know if she's making the reference to the. Well, she's definitely making a reference to A Christmas Story, but I'm wondering if this is sort of that lamp. Is the Clinton picture the lamp? Because I'm thinking it is. So they said it was a very, very provocative sexual picture. He's wearing heels, a blue dress, and his hand was in a weird position. The portrait shows a man perched in a white chair, legs draped over the side, as he leans the opposite direction, with one hand settled across his midsection, and the other pointing directly at the viewer.
So hot.
This is just about Clinton. Let's see. Reports. Monica Lewinsky back in '97 had the blue dress she wore during an encounter with Clinton, bore the semen stain from the intimate encounter. She ultimately turned the dress over to Special Counsel Ken Starr's team. The blood sample was taken, or I guess DNA sample more specifically. From the dress was concluded Clinton and was the source of the semen. Clinton was impeached by the House of Representatives over the affair on December 19th, 1998, but was acquitted by the Senate in February '99. The ex-president knew Epstein well, flying on his plane dozens of times in the early 2000s. Epstein also visited the White House multiple times while Clinton was president, and Clinton allegedly visited Epstein's infamous Caribbean island. So, yes.
Oh, Bill. Slick Willie.
I cannot wait till next week. It's like every day waking up, you're just excited and giddy.
Hardly wait.
Yeah, so they're raiding all the properties as we speak. There are people shitting themselves. Oh my God. Could you imagine how those guys feel right now?
No.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't want it. Oh my God. The level of oh shit that they are dealing with.
Yeah. I mean, even the people that just flew out there and didn't all right, if you went to the island, bad. But not necessarily doesn't necessarily mean you did anything.
Right.
However, if you've been connected in any way, so like Alan Dershowitz and anybody, even those Secret Service guys who are like, "Fuck, I was working, man."
Yeah. Right. And they had to definitely shit themselves when they found out. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. All the rooms are closed circuit TV. But I'm sorry, what?
Well, and I mean, just think how involved those guys had to have been. Or maybe they just stayed. I don't know. How would you do that?
What?
Like, if you're the president, you would say, "Hey, you guys leave," but they can't. So they can't just not be around.
They can leave you in a room and give you some level of privacy.
I mean, how fucked up is that? It's like how comfortable do you get with those guys where you're just like, oh, fuck it. These guys know I'm a fucking pervert. So what? Or whatever. Hey, bring those fat, ladies from Detroit in.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah, because if they ever say anything or threaten to, guess what? They have an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They get caught with prostitutes out in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Oops.
Yeah,
Get
I mean,
fired.
it is one of our colonies, so we're just supporting local business.
Word.
That's what I say.
Yep.
I'm all about the small businessman.
Or small business country.
Was she a great big fat person?
Yes, she was.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. She was thick.
Let's see. Compass in the barrel, yes. No, it was a compass on the stock. Wasn't it a wood stock or a grain stock or something like that? Nice creepy painting.
Right.
Look at those legs. Yeah, gams.
So speaking
Nice gams, dame.
So speaking of secret recordings,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I heard a recording of Reagan talking to Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about racist motherfuckers.
Really?
Holy
Where's this
shit.
story?
Yeah, where is this?
Where's your evidence while you throw around these accusations?
I have to show
I
her-
have flight logs. Just throwing out the Republicans.
I would give you audio, but you wouldn't be able to play it, motherfucker.
Why
So,
not?
I don't know.
I would absolutely play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
Next
dig
week.
that up. Yeah. Some Nixon tape, hidden gems.
Yeah.
Give him the megaphone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Wow. Yes, dude, that'd be interesting to hear.
Seriously, it was some trippy shit to be hearing Reagan just being a sexist, racist fucker.
What year was this?
It was the year of Nixon and Reagan.
Okay.
So
well, then let's just get a tape recording of anyone from that period.
It was around the same time that Paula Deen dropping the N-word.
Yeah, totally. So
And
who
I
cares?
think they held that against her too.
It's called, context, relativism. You can't. What is it? Cultural relativism or
yeah, I get what you're laying down.
So you can't judge people for the times that they lived in,
Right.
and compared to our times. Now it's fucking crazy. You can't. Anything that was said here would be so offensive to everyone. It's just ridiculous. And that's one of the reasons I like this.
Yeah,
is because we get to talk openly, make
Tongue in
jokes
cheek.
that are jokes. It's fucking funny.
It is
so
funny.
let's just all relax a little bit.
and we all learn stuff.
Yeah,
And
about
stuff.
Things.
About what
Yeah.
not to do with a cross.
Yeah.
And lighter fluid and matches.
yeah.
In the
Let's
South.
talk about what's important. I need a keyboard. Seriously, I need something to do with my hands.
Motherfucker, you are so getting a keyboard next week. I am going to the fucking thrift store and getting you a newfangled wireless keyboard.
Thank you.
And yeah.
Thank you. I feel, that's going to be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe you can use it to send your stories in, Brian.
I'm not going to clean it. Just for the record, I'm not cleaning it. That's on you, fucker. Yeah, you're responsible to clean it yourself. So.
Oh, I can clean it.
I love the movie references. All the people texting in. That's very funny. And yes, more racist than burning a cross in the cute girl's yard. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Reagan and Nixon were terrible, terrible people, but
Well-
Brian's just misunderstood.
I misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's easy to make the assumption that you
Yeah.
make your cross, you wrap it in cloth, you
Yeah, I
douse
think
it
we
with
all-
lighter
we
fluid.
all get it.
We've all been there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an accident. You slip.
You guys know
trip.
this is all gonna be brought back up. I'm glad I left the room during that portion.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
See, I just get to talk about the
Okay.
sex trafficking.
Okay, well,
Yes.
and we're
If
leaving.
the worst comes to worst. Ooh,
Dude, Brian burned the cross.
Yeah,
We're-
exactly. What about this guy?
We're ignoring the big elephant in the
What
room.
about Jim Crow over here?
No.
David Duke.
We're
What about the
ignoring.
grave robber over here?
Yeah, exactly.
We're
Fucking
ignoring
dead people.
Yeah.
the big elephant in the
Yes.
room.
I just burned down a
So Brian,
tree.
You got
Yes.
Captain Bang-a-Body.
potentially,
That's
allegedly.
Lieutenant Bang-a-Body.
Thank you. Brian, you fucker.
Who?
The lady you burned a cross in front of her house and almost burned down her house, or did burn down her home.
Actually, No, but I got pretty close. That was on the neighbor's porch across the street.
Did she ever know who lit the cross in front of her home?
No.
Is there a statute of limitations? Oh, God.
I gotta go.
I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.
No, they moved.
Okay.
They moved.
Yeah.
Can't imagine why.
You don't want to come back here now.
Hey, black people! Black people, come back! Come back!
Yeah.
We've got more crosses. Oh, we was only joshing!
Will you go to the prom with me?
Yeah. God, what was that song on 16 Candles or whatever?
The boombox.
Yes.
Cusack
Yeah,
holding
yeah,
a
yeah.
boombox, not 16 cancels.
No,
yeah,
I can't
say
remember.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Mhm.
Great oldies. Yeah. So, is there a statute of limitations on?
I sure hope
Absolutely.
not.
Yeah, murder's the only one that there isn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I mean,
You're
even
fine.
Epstein, he should have just waited it out.
Oh, should have.
Yeah. I would have.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
just think of all the great pictures he probably has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would think he's got enough blackmail to last a lifetime.
Yeah, you just got to cut all the Democrats out of it if you want to jerk off, you know?
Thank you. Good time.
I'm just saying Republicans are sexier. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure he on both sides of the court.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, New Mexico is pretty blue for such a...
You
He could have gone with Arizona. Yeah.
With just water
Yeah.
all over your
Oh,
face.
jeez. So, yeah, anybody else got any fun stuff today? Got anything you guys want to talk about out there? Or I think we're good. I think the
we're
show is good.
Yep.
So I want to thank everybody for showing up. You
Yes,
guys are
thank you.
awesome. Thank you for
Yes.
being here. Thank you for participating. Let's see. We got Roma, we got Steve, we got Sarah, we got other Steve. Yes, all
thank you.
good fans.
And
Yes,
guys,
good. Thank you.
seriously, thank for texting in and making this show a lot of fun. We
Yes.
have fun by ourselves, giggity. But the fans really make the show fun on a Friday night. So thank you
Yes.
guys
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Yes, and we're gonna, we've been doing Friday nights lately, and I like it because
Yeah, I like Friday nights.
Fun.
either Fridays or Saturdays. So some nights if it doesn't work out as well, but you know what? Honestly, I would do both nights if we have, if that's available too. So,
Yeah.
please keep us in mind. If you can't watch us now, watch us later. Tell your friends,
Like.
Share,
subscribe,
please.
and
you go.
turn the notifications on. That way you know when we're streaming live.
Yeah.
Help support us.
Faux shizzle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Brian's gonna need. We're gonna start a Patreon for him to
Legal.
Well, he's probably gonna have some indictments coming up pretty soon.
It's fine.
He spent some time down in St. Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
He's not proud of it,
It's
but
fine.
Oh.
Look, I was out of miles.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I had to
I
get to
needed a
San
ride.
Juan
Yeah.
somehow 26 times in a year and a half. I'm fine.
sure, I'll
Anyway.
massage some guys. What's up with why not?
Guys, girls, lady boys, whatever.
All right, a push-up tank top. I'll do it.
There you go.
Yeah,
3-inch roll.
Guys,
yeah.
thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Talk to you later. And I didn't put the outro on the outro, but that's all right. We'll
Thank
get
you.
it to you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
The sensible sociopath. Sometimes they say and and cum dumpster and
Good stuff. Okay.
This show is not for you.
Smart and creepy.
it's not offensive. It's not standoffish. None of that.
Counterculture, baby.
Oh, lady inclusion.
At what point do you stop considering it a clitoris?
Farts in a barn.
This show's gonna be great.
You all think I have cancer?
Beehive enthusiast community.
If her penis is same size as yours,
Non-willing sperm donor.
Why would you say that, Joe? You asshole. You're such an asshole.